Hey guys, good morning, good evening, whatever it is for you. I took a nap for a while, so I'm good to go for a little bit. Brandon's garage, he blew his DCT. Maybe not completely, but it's definitely experiencing serious issues. I want to be up front right out of the gate. I got a lot of respect for the Brandon guy. I got no real issues with him. The company that he keeps, I think in time, he's going to realize they are detrimental to his future progress. I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. I think in the long haul, Brandon's garage and I will end up becoming friends eventually once he sees what it is that I've been developing. I firmly believe that what I'm developing is the solution to prevent his DCT from having that occur. There's a reason why I preached against everybody modifying their Z06s and people didn't listen to me. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer and a know-it-all, told you so kind of person, but this is why I told everybody. I said, even if you can keep the engines together and the engines don't have issues, it's the DCT. And I just mentioned that again in the recent videos with the Stingrays. It's when you modify your motor, you're voiding the warranty also on your DCT. So even if you get your engine mod correct, okay, with these Venturi intakes and all these different things, oh, those can't void your warranty. The fuck they can't. You watch. General Motors will be voiding warranties for those things when transmissions fail. Because what it does is, guys, here's why General Motors has an easy argument, and you have to sue General Motors. It's an uphill battle. When you put those intakes on your car and ported throttle bodies and all this jazz, when your transmission goes out, General Motors does not need to cover your transmission because you are creating additional clutch slip by making 20, 30, 40 extra horsepower. Even if it's 15, you are creating additional clutch slip, which we cannot tune the computer. This is why I got so mad when Trifecta announced that we could tune the cars. You technically you couldn't. You figured out where the checksums were, okay? And the only reason why HP tuners after Trifecta even got in is because Trifecta had already gotten in. So at that point, it's an easier hill to climb for Eddie X and the folks at HP tuners to beg GM to let them into the tune, since Trifecta had quote unquote already gotten in. See, if Trifecta would have kept their mouth shut and waited till they were into the TCU and then waited until we got into the Z06 computer, once GM validated the Z06 program, at least waited till we got into the Z06, then we would have been money, because then we would have been into both the TCU, TCM, and the ECMs, plural, on the Z06, because it's both Bosch and the GM Delphi, whatever it's called, stuff. There's two different layers in the Z06 computer. So everybody who says that I was over the top, crazy, angry at Trifecta, fuck yes I was, because I knew that it was going to prevent us from being able to prevent our cars from experiencing $15,000 DCT loss, okay? And that's without labor. That's just replacing the DCT. So a lot of people wanted to kind of rub in my face that, oh, he has no clue what he's talking about, Brandon at Vet Titans. You can easily see that Brandon at Brandon's garage has modified the car, and the green Z06 in Orlando modified the Z06, and tons of people are modifying the cars, they're not having any issues, blah, 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 blah. And now you're starting to see there's issues. So I want to reiterate something. In the video, Brandon says that he changed his DCT filter at 7,000 miles and again at 10,000 miles. I didn't keep track of where he's at on mileage right now. Again, this isn't to come down on him. He's not doing anything wrong. He is being the guinea pig, and he's suffering the fates that I anticipated people like him would suffer. It's not that I wish it happened upon anybody. It's just I'm a realist, and I said this is going to happen. And I've been right now a couple times. So the point is, he's only got, let's just say, 12,000 miles on his car. I don't know where he's at. Let's just say 12,000 miles. Guys, I have 5,000 miles or more on mine, on my second C8 Z06. I put 30,000 miles on my first one. You understand how many DCTs I would have lost by now had I moved forward with any of these strategies on my Z06s as fast as I drive? I'm not trying to say Brandon goes slow, but I want you guys to do the math on how fast I drive and how often I would have had DCT failures. So the product that I'm bringing to market, we're filing patents on it. I can't discuss it. Brandon, I already knew in the back of my mind, would benefit from this product. I didn't know if it was going to be an easy sell or a hard sell, since he's so tight with Justin, and Justin's going to be like, no, don't buy his stuff. He doesn't know what he's talking about, that Brandon at Vet Titans. He's so stupid. And so, anyway, I don't even want to tell you what's not going to work on his repair, because 2 reasons. I want him to go ahead and, like I said, he's guinea pig right now. Second thing I'm going to tell you guys, those of you who work at Tremec and stuff, and Brandon, you're going to realize this is why you're keeping bad company. And what my prediction is, Brandon is going to steal Justin at Horsepower Obsessed's viewers once they end up splitting away. And you say, no, Brandon's never going to split away from Justin at Horsepower Obsessed. Brandon's going to find out in the long haul that there's a lot of GM insiders who will not talk to Brandon, the other Brandon at Brandon's Garage, not because Brandon's a bad guy, but because of who Brandon is affiliated with. People got fired from Tremec because of Keith Cornett, John Elegant, and that is the Justin at Horsepower Obsessed Corvette Cult of Cluelessness clique. Okay, that is the clique. People at Tremec got fired because of these guys. And these guys were happy, in my opinion, to get the guys at Tremec fired, because they knew that the guys at Tremec at the time were cooperating with me. So, regardless, because I was way ahead of the curve, I already knew. So you guys got to understand something. Anderson Dick has already broken multiple DCTs because he was going to the drag strip, and but why Anderson Dick broke those DCTs, I don't think everybody fully understands, and I'm not going to get into it. And all I know is I've been wanting to, solve the problem, and it's been quite the chore. And Anderson hooked me up on a DCT because he knew that I was really going to take this stuff seriously, and he figured, well, hell, if I'm going to hook somebody up, it may as well be Brandon at Vet Titans. So I really appreciate Anderson Dick hooking me up. That's really the gist of it. I'll put Brandon's garage link in the comments below. But just understand, guys, those of you saying, oh, you're all smoke, no fire, you're a big blowhard, that there's problems with the cars. Guys, he's only past 10,000 miles and now he needs a new DCT. Okay? So, or he needs major repairs done to his DCT. Okay? Neither here nor there. Is what it is. I'm not going to get into it all. It's not anybody's business right now what the true solutions are, because if Brandon was my friend and he reached out to me a while back, I tried to add Brandon as a friend. I've been nice and reached out to him, and he's ignored me, which is fine. He's part of the Justin team. He's going to learn in the long haul that he's not on the team with the guy who has a clue what he's doing. Okay, so anyway, the car, I'm not going to get into it. I'll just say this. The cars that I'm eventually going to have coming to market are going to make everything else look like shit. Brandon's Garage, if he's a good driver, he's going to end up wanting the cars that I'm going to end up bringing to market. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Taj is going to want the cars that I'm bringing to market. And I already know that because Taj bought a non-Z51 for his retirement gift. So anyway, neither here nor there. I wish Brandon the best. I don't wish ill against the guy. I think he's a good dude. I just think that he's going to learn the hard way that he is not going to have the insider help that he would normally have because of the clique that he hangs with. See ya.